Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Encounters, the late night spiritual talk show. Orion, good evening. Good to have you all with us. I'm CmdrAleon. I was hanging out for a while on my sister's live with Friends with Furries. I was hanging out there for earlier just to chill out and all the good things that are happening. And it's 11 o'clock, and we're here live and doing our thing. Susie, good to have you with us. Karen, 55. Thank you, Karen. And she mentioned a little about my brother, Gerard, who's living on Earth in the ocean. And she talked a little bit about my family, and I was just kind of chilling out. Don't be anxious, Timmy. We're here. We're here. We're here. So no need to be anxious. We're always going to be here. Janet, thank you for the share. Julie, welcome. We're doing well. Hope you're doing well as can be. Hey, Whirlwind, Orion. You know what? We'll bring you up in a little bit, and we can talk about the physical changes. I'll be happy to do that, Orion. Orion, definitely will bring you up here, and we can talk about it. Great question. Voice of One, welcome as well. It's good to see everybody. Absolutely. Chatty Dunn, hello. Good to see you. Yes, we'll get into that too, Orion. I'll definitely bring you up. We can have a little discussion about the changes. Hey, Marlene, welcome to the show. Hey, Bird Lover Diane. And also, earlier, before I hung out in Friendwood Ferries live, I went out of body for a while, like earlier in the evening. So, yeah. Hey, User 661, good to see you. Hey, Bird Lover. Hey, Stargazer. I think it's Luigi. It's Jojo, thank you for the heart. Nikki, Bren, thank you. Julie, thank you for the heart. We appreciate that. User 513, welcome. And tonight's image is all these ships. And then you can see how beautiful it is. Again, a sky and all this stuff going on here. I like using these different images to activate people. You know, I'm finding that certain photos I find are very activated. Do people live on Mars now? Yes, actually. Hey, Watkins. Yes, there's 10 to 15 million people on Mars, and there's a lot of misinformation out on the internet over the years about Martian populations or about what the Martians look like. The Martians are very much human. They are a little bit taller than the person, let's say, on Earth. But to answer your question, yes, there are about 10 to 15 million Martian people living on Mars right now as I speak. Good question. Hey, Jordan, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, 007 Bond. Bond 00. I always like that name you have, Bond 007. Good to have you with us. Always. 007. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Driz. Sunjoy84, welcome to the show. Paul Lockard. Poppy, Hetty, hey, Hetty. Good to see you, sister. Rossi. Yeah, I know. I used to watch all the Bond movies, back in the 60s. Those are good. Is that what the sky will look like on the big event? I don't know if it's going to look exactly like this, but when the big event happens, there will be so many ships around the planet that most people will be totally in awe and amazed at what's going to happen. When the big event happens, everybody here is going to be able to see all the ships, every one of you. And it's, we always tell people be patient. We came here on Earth, and we tell all the brothers and sisters that are watching us to be patient, because it's really important. I still say 2026 unless they change the outlook. Our parents that we communicate with, we still say 2026. But if they change it to earlier, they'll tell us. But right now, Driver, it's amazing. People are asking me, hey, Driver 138, good to see you. So I come from Mars. I came here from the Ashtar Command when I was a kid in the late 56. And in the Earth time, 1956 is when I was born here. I'm way different than the rest of my family. That's a whole nother story. But I was never, ever feeling connected to everything. I just went along. But in terms of Mars, as I was telling the other person, has 10 to 15 million human inhabitants living on the planet. They are from Mars, they live on Mars, and they actually are slightly taller than the average Earth-based human being. So because they come from Mars, I can tell you that most of the Martian not all of it, now on the current Mars that exists right now, there is vegetation growing. There is abundance of water. Most of the water is reversed. Instead of having oceans and rivers and lakes above the surface, most of it is absolutely reversed. Everything is under the surface. It's different than here on Earth. Everything is on the surface. Your rivers, your lakes, your oceans, your seas. On Mars, all that is reversed. So that's why you see so much what you call a landmass. Mars also has a similar area like Antarctica. The Mars polar cap is definitely a cold area. And on the polar cap, there is what you call a mixture of things like ice and snow and other things that are on the polar cap. And if you ever get to see real pictures of the polar cap, it's very, very similar to the Earth in terms of the way that's structured. Yeah, it's going to be very beautiful, Daisy Dog. Would beta blockers potentially help with mind control? Love the show tonight. Oh, thank you, Cloud. Would beta blockers? I don't know what beta blockers are. I'll have to bring you up and ask you that question, what that's all about. Oh, you're welcome, 661. Let's see. Well, the orbs are here. Although it's the absence of seeing them, you'll see them on here on TikTok. There are people videotaping them. It's just that the mass media has stopped showing these things on TV. You can remember when they were showing them, they were like, all the networks were showing them for weeks, and then all of a sudden it stopped. That's because somebody higher up said, don't do this anymore. Don't show any more stories about orbs or these other things. So they stopped. But it hasn't stopped. I mean, so many people on here are recording these things that this is where you need to be. This is where we need to be I mean, I find people in my audience that are recording the orbs and are seeing them all the time. So this is where and on my show here, of course, we'll show you that stuff when we have good information. Yeah, Courtney. Hey, Courtney. Yes, it'll be all over the news. As a matter of fact, even when contact happens, give me a second. Let me just... So I'm going to answer your question about contact, when contact happens. Whenever that happens, when it's going to happen, I will not be sitting in this chair. When contact happens, the reason why, and I've stated this once in a while before, I'll be on a spaceship broadcasting to the whole planet. And every once in a while, if a question like this comes up, it gives me the segue to tell this to people on TikTok. And there's a lot of people involved in the subject of this whole thing. But right here on this broadcast, I will tell you, the day that whatever that is, that they decide to say this is the time for contact, and it's up to the star people, the space people, the Astro Command itself. Once they have everything coordinated the way they want off planet for the contact, before it happens, it will be all over the news. The way it's going to be all over the news is I'll be on a spaceship and we'll be broadcasting to every single network, every single TV station on the planet. For those that are new here, I'm going to be at that point. I'll be taken through a rift in my home, and in 2 seconds I'll be on a spaceship in a space suit. Unlike the bulky suits that they have at NASA, these will be very comfortable. I'll be on the ship. I know where the control center is for the ship for the broadcast. I've seen it in one of my trips that I took in my astral trip one night about a few months ago. And they'll just come in and say, it's time, Commander, to go. And I'll go. I've been well prepared for this for a very long time. I'm very prepared for this. Courtney, great question. And that's how it's going to be all over the news. We're going to be broadcasting the way I understand it, unless they change it. We'll be having a spaceship over the White House, not like right over it, probably pretty high up in the atmosphere. There'll be a spaceship over the White House. And when the ship is over the White House, that's when we'll make the broadcast. After the broadcast is made, and I'm expanding on this a little bit, and I haven't gone into it too much here on the show. Then the way this is going to work is they'll be able to, I think, they're going to land a smaller vessel at the White House, or what they're going to do. I believe what's going to happen is the other 4 of the 5 of our group are going to walk off the ship in a spacesuit. They're going to all be wearing spacesuits. And that's when the big contact will happen. So I'm part of a group of 5 that are going to be very much involved in creating contact on the planet. Now, if you asked me years ago as a kid whether this was ever going to happen in my lifetime, I could have told you I had no idea. I was just a kid growing up like every other kid with a family and everything else. But I always knew I was different from my brother and the rest of my family. I was always different. I always knew there was something different. You know, when you know something like that, and then you fully become conscious of who you are, you can't go back. You can't go back to being this person that doesn't know who they are anymore. When you're fully activated in terms of your consciousness, you can't go back, right? So if you're watching this, Courtney, it's a great question. And good evening, Catherine, everybody. Skip to Grace. Yeah, the timeline's changed. The thing is, they're going to make the decisions. So we always operate in, hey, Skip to Grace, we always on Earth have things based on time. So I'm trying to keep away from, they're going to decide when it's going to happen. They can decide it's going to happen before the end of the year. I have no control of it. I have absolutely, none of us have control of when they're going to make contact. So I've just left it up to them, and I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. And I'm excited. Whenever it's going to happen, I'll be ready. It's like, you know, when you go to a gym and you're doing like a treadmill, and you get out there in the morning, you do like 1 hour on the treadmill, and every day you're doing it, you know you're going to do it. The analogy here is they'll know when it's time. They're watching the consciousness of our planet. They know everything that's going on, and they will know. They will be firmly ready to do this. And I've been very steadfast over the last couple of years, and I do know things are changing. Timelines change all the time on the planet, and they constantly do. We have no idea essentially when they're going to do this, except they've given us an indication, thank you, Catherine, as to they're going to be doing it soon. What soon means to me might be very different than the space people on a spaceship. When I say soon, their soon can be slightly different than my soon. So I'm just going with the flow, which I've been doing. I've been relaxed. I'm ready consciously. And they are making sure, Tiger Lily, that everything is in place for contact. And on Earth, there's still things that are dysfunctional on this Earth that need to be functional. When I say that, we have billions of Earth people on the planet. And some of these people, the ones that are in control of things, they would be the first ones to try to stop the potential for contact. They don't want to see people being contacted on Earth. These people would lose all their power. Whether they're religious leaders, whether they're political leaders, or whatever they are, they have no more power. Once contact happens, all the things they think are important become not important. So for the rest of the population, we become the focus of contact, and we should be. Why not? They don't want to contact the world leaders. They want to contact you. They want to contact all of you. They don't care about the leaders in the government. They care about the fact that they've been destroying the planet ever since whenever, from the Roman Empire and before that, but they want to contact you. They want to contact all of you because you're all good people. You're the people that are not lusting for power, and having billions of dollars and creating nuclear bombs to destroy things. You're here because you want to live on a planet that is of peace and harmony, right? And that's exactly part of it. The other part of it is the timing is now that we're supposed to have contact. The timing is now that we're coming together. You know that the highest power we have is the power of love. Humans have to learn to love. That's the key essence of my star family. They want the message from us to be a message of love. If people do not get rid of all the different things in their 3D consciousness, then they're not going to be able to love the way they should. When we love each other, we embrace each other. You know, our space families, they know nothing but love. They don't have jealousies. They don't have the things we have here. All these things. They live in a very harmonious relationship with everything. We on Earth, the billions of us, do not live in a harmonious relationship. You know, that's why we have plastic in the Pacific Ocean, rows of it floating. That's why we have pollution in our oceans and seas. That's why we have destructions of mountains and habitat and woods and forests. Because that's not us doing it, but the people that are doing that, it's destroying the beauty of the earth. And when you do that to the Mother Earth, that affects our ability to live in harmonious relationship. Hey, Shelley Irish, good to see you. Brent says, I have friends talking about us moving to the 5D. Then some will be left behind. They say some will be left behind. I don't know about the left behind. I'll tell you this. There are people that will be going into another Earth reality to work out their karma. That would be the people that have been doing things to the planet that aren't right, to Earth, to Mother Earth. They'll be able to work out their karma on another timeline, and they won't be, brought up on a spaceship. The people that are going to be brought up on a spaceship who are watching the show are those that are working on living a harmonious relationship with the Creator, with all that is, everything that exists, that live in love, that have no jealousy, that totally want to live in a really beautiful way with everybody. And I think part of my show here on Encounters is, for the number of years I've been doing it, besides talking about UFOs, spaceships, people's encounters, is to have that message from my space family that we must be unconditional loving people. And if we're not, and there are conditions on our love, then that's not going to cut it. You can't love one person and say, I don't love the other person. We have to love all people, wherever they are. That's part of the mission, right? We're going to bring some people up in a minute. Tiger Lee, global warming. Hey, Barbara. Teresa Peterson, they're probably horrified how we humans are destroying Earth. Hey, Teresa Peterson. And yeah, they look at the way they've been here for billions of years. They've seen the Earth from its inception to now. And they've seen the planet in a beautiful state of consciousness and the planet go down into a low state of consciousness. Now, we're going into a very high state of consciousness. But there's still a lot of work to be done. And that work is on our end of it. We all have to work together. Whether you're doing a talk show like I am to educate the public, or whether you're doing something else, we all have to somehow help the planet. Because we're going to have contact. And when I continually say that when I need to, it's absolutely going to happen. And that's why I keep getting pushed to say, get ready, get prepared, work on yourself, meditate, get clear your consciousness, and look at all the things that you don't like about yourself. Look in the mirror at it and say, okay, this is not what I want to be, and become that person you wish to be. Very much... Yeah, Lucas Jackson, good question. So those that are not only criminals or people that are bad or people that have created weapons to destroy the planet, they will be taken to a planet where they'll be able to work out their karma. So they'll be not going to live on a new Earth, which will be this Earth. They'll be taken to another particular planet that they can work out their karma. And when they finish working out their karma, And the space people will know that they will be able to elevate to join the new Earth, but not until they work out the karma that they've created. Let's see here. Kathy Thompson says, yes, I do know the power of love. Beautiful. That's all right, Patricia. Commander, too many to count. I'm telling you, hey, Pink T, good to see you. So the greedy are going to be taken to another place. I've known this for years. They will be taken to another planet that they will have to work out karma. They will have to just work out their karmic reality. How did we go to under 200 here? It's 177. Please tap like and FYP. Patricia Felix, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think I just, hey Jen, I saw the question. I appreciate that. The trains will be coming through. Definitely, Diane. Aloha, 22. We are the chosen. And in a sense, there's a truth to that all of us who are here, many of you are starseed. Many of you have come from other planetary systems. I can't speak English. Systems. I still can't believe it's 122 and we have under 200 people in here. I really do think I'm being shadow banned, but let's see here. Will the righteous prosper? Well, it depends what you call the righteous. I think that the awakened people that are here to help the planet, in terms of prosper, there won't be any financial prospering. If you mean prosper, if you can define the word prosper, it's going to be different. We're going to live on a planet where there's no such thing as multi-millionaires or billionaires or, castles or, big things like in Saudi Arabia. All that stuff will not be existing. That would be considered old Earth living. Let's see here. Hey, Brent, you as well. Hetty says, once we get to 100,000 TikTok sends it out to more people, and then it's 250. Oh, is that how it works? So we need to get to 100,000 right now. So let's get to 100,000, and then TikTok will send it out and transmit it to more people. All right. And the answer to the question for Lucas, let's see here. Hey, Laugh T. I'm just looking at the comments here. Lakita says, you made me think of my grandfather. He always said that. Now we're getting up to over 200. Come on, folks. It's people that come in for like 2 seconds, and then they just disappear. I don't get it. Hey, Ruby, will the government become one? We're not going to have like what you call a government. We'll have like a whole different system. Like we're used to a government. All the governments of the world are 3D right now. When contact happens, we'll be living in harmonious relationship. What we call a governing system will be more of a spiritual, a galactic council that will have no ego. These council will be made up of many, many space spiritual people. And as it is on every other planet, we will also be in that same boat where everything will be different. Autumn, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Hey, Ruby. And I'm going to bring somebody up. There's somebody in queue waiting. That could be Val Gortham. It could be. Hey, Game Vet. Let's see. How do we know we are starseed? So I'm gonna bring people up here now. Let me see. I'm gonna bring my first person up who's in queue. Let's see. Souls. I'm gonna bring one of my recent guests up, and then I'm gonna bring the back seed, and I'll answer your questions here on Encounters. Good evening. How are you?
Hi.
Yes, I can see you. Are you there?
Always.
Yeah, I can definitely see you. Can I bring you up on the camera?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Hold on.
Oh yeah, there it works. How you doing, brother?
Hi.
How have things been since the last time we communicated?
Well, I actually have some questions.
Absolutely. And I'm like in the mode. I never know what I'm going to be doing when I get on here, but it seems like I'm supposed to share about contact and everything else. So go ahead.
No, so like, okay, if somebody's been contacted but they go into psychosis, right? When they contacted but they think that other things are not exactly what is in tune, what is most high, like they hold on. I gotta go inside. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. You were outside the last time we spoke.
Yeah, like I like to be outside, but
It's
to
good.
talk. To talk it's, inside. Anyway, um so if somebody oh has been contacted, but they're a little bit misguided in how that contact went, and they're, you know,
Yeah. So you mean like if they're being contacted, when you say misguided, can you explain by the word misguided? They're being contacted hypothetically, but they're being. Are you saying that the contact person that's being contacted by whoever this being is being misguided by the space being or the being that's contacting them? Is that your?
no, more so the egregores of thought that exist around contact in general. So basically, like, I am this or that, and there's a lot of, you have to agree that there's a lot of like with the space contact that we have, right, comes
Mhm.
many pseudo religions, I guess, like sub religions.
Oh, okay. So I think I know what
Something.
your question is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: there'll be no pseudo religions or any religions when contact happens. That's just a 3D Earth-based thing. When contact happens, you won't have any religions. The religions only exist, and even the sub religions exist because it's in a 3D context. When we have contact, I can tell you right now, the way the structure of our world is controlled by governments, religion, and everything else, that's all going to fall apart, which is supposed to
All
do. It
right.
has to fall apart because it can't exist in a high frequency.
So, right. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to something better, like, um, hmm, okay, Navy personnel. What do we think about the Navy personnel? Like,
Well, I can tell you about naval intelligence, not
yeah.
personnel. Naval intelligence, many years ago, I met somebody who was formerly with the Ministry of Defense in England, and I was at a UFO conference in Long Island that was hosted by a thing called the Long Island UFO Network. The person that was supposed to come there and speak was 2 hours late. I was there. I was there for my intergalactic TV network, and I was there with my wife, and we were sitting in the audience, and the director of the network of Long Island UFO Network knew me because I'd been out on some field trips that they were doing on a crashed UFO site. So he asked me to come up and speak. I was Now look, you don't know when the place is packed. So I said, okay, I'll agree. He was like, because he needed the speaker, he needs somebody to speak. Luckily, I knew how to speak, and I got up there, and the first thing I said when I was on stage, I said, "There's somebody in this audience that works for some government that's sitting in the audience watching what's going on here." And then when I got off stage, there was a British man, older man with his wife, sitting on a side area in the back row, and he wanted to talk to me. I felt like I was in an X Files movie. And he says, I'd like to talk to you. So I go, and he says, we go into the bar to talk. And he says, I used to work for the Ministry of Defense. I was in the government. He says, uh, I know things. He says, I have contacts in the CIA. And I said, oh, that's interesting. He says, he was telling me at the time, this is going back in the 90s, he says,
No,
all you
that's
need to do he said to me, "Go to Naval Intelligence in Washington. Go to now." He's telling me go to Naval, and he's telling me to physically go to Naval Intelligence. I'm saying, how am I going to go to Naval Intelligence? He's saying, "Oh, just go there and tell me to go in
Right.
and talk to somebody." And this person had knowledge. He had people in the CIA he knew. He had people in Naval Intelligence. He says, if you want to know at the time, this is at the time. He says, if you want to know at the time, if you want to know about what's happening, it's happening in our oceans. He says the Navy, the ships in the Navy, Naval Intelligence, they see spaceships coming out of the ocean all the time. So he says the people you want to talk to is in Naval Intelligence. Now, I know that to be true. Now, years later, I know a lot of things, but the Navy, not personnel in particular, there are people within that context that have high security clearance
That's
with
what I
naval
want to
intelligence.
know. So you're in contact.
I'm not in contact with him at all, but I was in
Oh,
contact at times. This guy, it was like, almost like an X Files. It's amazing, people. This guy
no, I
eventually had, oh, this guy
100%.
had,
I have
I
been
know, I know
in
you do. I'm just this
rooms
guy
with
actually gave me
people.
his phone number, and
Yeah.
then
No, I
he
know what
slowly
you
got
mean.
to
I know
tell
what
me
you
stuff
mean.
and to call him up, and he had confidence in me. Like these people are who are in government, they're kind of like they have to trust you,
Yeah.
and it was really
No, I
interesting.
got you.
Just I thought it was a good story to tell.
Yeah, and they trust you and they bring you into these rooms and then they tell you these secrets and then like,
Well,
you,
I never got that far, brother. But when
I
we were at the
know.
bar, he was
That's what
telling
I'm
me some
saying. Like
stuff.
you don't know, but I'm with it. I'm with it. I got you. You know.
Yeah, yeah, I know you
So
do.
um, but I'm here like in my own house. Like, but I just want to know because like I'm at the level of like, all right, so like shit happened, contact happens. I'm with it. We're moving on with life. The ETs is like a very like daily part of my life. So it's like not really, you know, I just want to know like I'm drawn to you and I'm very like so I just want to know what you've already removed some attachments and I'm just very like okay.
Yeah, I got you. You expressed that very well, by the way.
I would love to contribute with the rest of like the people here who come on and I love answering questions because questions like based on what
Whoop. Uh-oh. Okay, let's. Oh, there you are. For a second, I thought something weird was going on. Is your camera okay?
yeah. No, my camera's fine. Did something?
Did you do anything or touch anything?
No.
You didn't touch any. Let's take a
Oh,
moment of thought.
it's at my
Maybe.
phone's at 1%. So
Oh,
maybe you
your
should
phone
move
is
on. Maybe you should move on to the next person.
okay.
'Cause- Yeah.
Brother, thanks for being here.
Of course. Does that be cutting
Namaste.
out? Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
All right, we're going to bring the brother down. Thank you so much for coming up here. And we're going to see who our next guest is. Let's see. Patricia. Yes. We know Patricia. She's been with the show for a long
Hello.
time. Hey,
Yes,
Patricia, how
sir.
are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys tonight?
Good. Can I bring you on camera?
Sure.
All right, well, we're going
Yes,
to do
sir.
this thing. I'm going to press my camera button. And all you
Okay.
have to do is save it, and you should be popping right on the screen.
Hi.
Hey, Patricia, how are you, sister?
Yes, sir. I'm good. Thank you. Um, what I was gonna say this morning, I think it was early this morning, or I don't know, late last night. Anyway, I was laying there and I was asleep, and on my east window, just rays of light. I mean, my body felt it. When I woke up, I was okay, but when I was asleep, and a couple of weeks ago, Friends with Fairies, she
Yes.
did something, and she said I was pretty well taken care of. But I mean, it was just something. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
first it went to my left, rays, boom, 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 and it come through the window, and
Oh
then
wow.
it went, and it started like on this side, but it was on my legs up, and it was just shooting rays of electric. I thought it was like electric. I asked my husband. I said, "Was I having seizures? Was I moving around or anything?" And he says, "No." And I said, "Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what tonight brings or today brings." And I told you before the light that would come to my window, and then
Yeah.
my dogs, and but you protected that pretty much. I seen it again, the pink moon that night.
Yeah.
It was all over.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
it was yes, they were everywhere, shining.
Yeah.
So I mean, just the light, and then but yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that. So
Wow. Yeah. It's so you're having some. The way I look at it, you're having some beautiful conscious experiences, and the way that's the most important thing. And now you have
mhm.
the ability to feel those experiences. When I say that, you have the ability to feel whether they feel good to you, and I get the feeling that they feel pretty good, right?
Well, when it was happening, no,
Not when it's
it,
happening. No.
no, it hurt. It really did. I had pain
Oh.
all on this side, and then on, like I
Oh,
said, not
that's
so
not
much.
good.
Yeah, no, no, it was painful. But when I woke up, I didn't feel anything. But when it was happening, it was just like I was there, and I was just taking it. It was just coming and coming. I was just taking it. I had to take it
And
because I could.
now, so I'm trying to consciously focus on that now. Now I get it. So
Mhm.
when it was happening, it wasn't good. Okay. See, I didn't get the
No,
context of it. Now I do. So, and
yeah.
this happened specifically. When did this happen?
It happened, like I said, I don't know if it was early morning or late last night, early morning somewhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
wow.
between the
Okay.
hours of 1 and 4, maybe 1 and 3 somewhere.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we need to be able to stop that. If it's a negative thing happening, we need
hmm
to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Well, it's the first time that ever happened to me like that. Sometimes I do
Yeah.
because I leave, I'll go fly around, I'll come back and
Hmm.
whatever, out of body stuff. But this actually, it hurt. I mean, I felt it like
Yeah. Yeah, so I
painful.
don't. Yeah, anything that's painful is not good. That goes to
Mm.
anybody in my audience who has an experience like she's having the other night. It's not good to have to be dealing with that kind of thing. I would say that there's one thing that I can do for you, which is put a shield around you. I can shield you, and they will never be. And then also, not only can I shield you, I can also send beams of light to go after whatever extraterrestrial beings they were that were doing that to you and hurting
hmm
your physical body. And I
Yeah.
don't even have to scan you. I have the power to do this.
hmm
And if you want me to, I will not only
hmm
put a shield on you of protection, but I'll send a beam of light to clear the rooms in your home, and I will
hmm
send a beam of light to go out wherever those rays were coming from that were hurting you. We will find them, and they will be sent off planet.
That'd be great. Yeah, it felt to
I
me
can do
also
that.
like maybe they were trying to take me, but my body wasn't letting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
No.
all they could
Yeah.
do is just gray me. That's all they could do was zap me,
Yeah.
and I wasn't doing it. I wasn't
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Well, you definitely have a strong soul there. So if you like to,
Yeah.
now that I know more, I'm reading into your energy. Yeah, I
hmm
can stop them. I can stop them from doing this. I have the power.
Yeah, you do.
You know, and I can do this. So if you want to close your eyes, I'm going to go after them. I'm going to be here. I'm not going myself, but I will be here. And what I'm going to do is put a shield around your body. They will not be able to penetrate or come into your house. We'll put a shield around your home, and they're not going to be able to do anything. That's just totally not right. So, people, what I'm going to do now is all I have to do with Patricia is put a shield on her. And the other thing I'm going to do is send beams of light to clear all the energy that came in from these beams from this ship. I believe it came from a spaceship, and and I believe she's right. I think they were trying to take her. I do believe they were trying to take her. All right, as you close your eyes, please breathe in and breathe out of your nostril about 3 or 4 times. And what I'm going to do, go into my space consciousness, and I'm going to put a shield around your body so they can't abduct you. They will not be able to do that. If you're watching my show, this is Encounters. We're not your typical UFO show. We never have been. We never will be. And I'm the host of the show. I've been on NPR radio for about 22 years. I'm on sabbatical right now, and I'm doing my thing I love here, which is the broadcast. So we're going to do this. And when you're relaxed, the heat is already amping up in my palms. That usually happens when something really is happening to somebody. And now I can feel the aura around your head. I can feel the energy. In a minute or two, Patricia, you're going to feel energy coming above your head. I also see the lights in your room are kind of fluctuating a bit. If people look at her screen, her lights are fluctuating a bit from the energy here. Okay. Tell me when you feel the energy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put a shield around you, Patricia. It's sort of like a spacesuit, for lack of a better word. So I'm putting an invisible spacesuit around her. I'll use the word spacesuit, but it's a real strong shield of light. You don't have a TV on, do you?
Mm.
Can you turn the TV off?
Uh-huh.
I should have thought of that before.
Turn it on.
No, turn it off.
Oh, don't turn it off. Okay.
Are there people in the house? Are there other people in the house?
There's another room. They went in another room.
Oh,
The
oh,
dog.
okay.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Okay, no problem.
I was trying to do that with my eyes closed. I didn't want to open yet.
Oh, no problem. We're going to refocus. I'm going to amp up the energies around you. What I'm doing for people viewing this, not knowing what's happening on encounters, I'm putting a shield around Patricia. If you're just coming in here, she had these beams trying to kind of attack her more than anything else. And what we're doing is now we're going to stop it. Now we're going to put a beamer, we're going to put a shield around her body. And one more part of the shield will be going over her. She'll feel this now. This is very comfortable. She'll be able to walk around with the shield. It will not affect her comfort. Tell me as you feel it, Patricia, as I'm going down. This is the final shield around your body. The shield is now affecting you. I can see your energy shifting. How do you feel?
Oops.
Look at her, folks. She's looking much better. I've also done a clearing of energy in your body when I put the shield on. You are now protected for life.
Mm.
I'm now going to do one more thing. Keep your eyes closed, please. And for people say, where's this beam of light? You won't see it. It's invisible. And now shooting a beam of light, 2 or 3 of them in her room. We're going to clear all the residual energy that happened from that, what I call that attack by lower vibrational ETs. I'm now sending a beam outside her house, and that beam is going to track where that ship was that was doing this to her, and we're going to send that ship off planet. That ship is going to, wherever it is right now, it will be found. It's not coming back. Yoga, have a good evening. We're going to take that ship and send it off planet. I'm putting a beam. I'm putting a shield around her property. This will take me 2 seconds. I just shielded your property. Like I said, that I can do that. You may now open your eyes, Patricia. How do you feel?
Good, better.
Good.
Yeah, I
I
felt it
got rid of
all.
the I got rid of the ETs. I personally got rid of them myself. I sent a beam out to go after them. The beam separates from my palm. It goes through. It goes all the way to where you are, past your house, and it's able to be a tracker. It'll track them, find them, and the beam is very powerful, and they will actually be forced to leave the planet. They're not coming
Thank
back.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll tell you if anything else happens tomorrow. It
Go
shouldn't.
ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a blessing. Yep, and one of the things for people watching the show, this is something I've been gifted my father on the ship. I have much more power in terms of what I can do. I'm learning every single day what my abilities are. I can go after the negative ETs remotely and send them off planet. I have the power to do that, and they don't. The lower vibrational ETs, they are scared of me. They're afraid of me because I do have the power. They don't want to fool around with the commander because I'll go right after them. And after I protect people, they don't ever come back. Never, never come back. So there's only, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it. There's at least the two of five of us in our group of five. April, myself, Chesno, Kit Kat, and Johnny of the Third Kind, they have the ability to, but they are not yet comfortable doing it. Um, so, yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. And this is Encounters, and there's a lot going on in the whole thing with the UFOs and people. I see people recording stuff on TikTok, people that are documenting things. I also see people producing really high quality AI that looks real, but it isn't. So you have to be careful these days. As we're talking about all this stuff happening, there's real footage, and then there's the fake AI CGI footage, and it's everywhere. It's on YouTube. It's here. You want to really be careful of what you're looking at, and look at it, and you'll see if it's an AI created video. It'll say at the bottom corner, AI created, AI creator, which means it's not a real. It's not real. So you want to be aware of that. Hey, Gary, good to see you. I am drinking apple cider. Are the orbs real? I'm going to bring you up, Deborah. That's a good question. Deborah, I'm bringing you up on Encounters. Come on up. This is what I do for you. If you're new to the show, I'm very spontaneous. Yeah, deja vu, that's right. They're becoming really good. The good news is, just be aware, if they're really, really good, it's not real. That's the good news. Hey, Son Ray, if they're really, really good, you'll see it say at the bottom. Most of the AI created ones will have AI created on the bottom of their screen. Some AI created videos don't say anything like that, and people think they're real. Oh, you're shy? Deborah, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. If you come up, you don't have to go on camera. You can be off camera, just talk audio. How's that sound? Um, yeah, Hetty, you have real stuff happening. Yeah, absolutely. Paul Army, Vetter, welcome. CC, welcome to the show. You're watching Encounters. And let's see if we can get it up to 100,000. We're at 67.8. Let's get up to 100,000 by midnight. Can we do it? Yoga said, I made an energy clearing, no more. Oh, good. No, thank you, darling, she says. Well, thank you for calling me darling. I've never been called that before. Hey, Gigi. In terms of your question, though, you were asking me about orbs. Let's see here. Where was your question? I'm going to go backwards here. Your question about the orbs. I know it's here somewhere. And also, Deborah West, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Let's see if I can see your question again. Loretta, thank you. I can't seem to find the question. It was there just a few minutes ago. Okay, Jay, I'm going to bring Jay up. Oh, you're English. Okay, Deborah. Jay, come on up on the screen. Jay, we have a guest option here on Encounters. Come on up and we'll have you on the show on audio. And if anyone else has any questions or wishes to participate and has enough followers, go on my guest option here, multi-guest option. You'll see it on your screen. And again, no foul language, no smoking on the show, no drinking on the show, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics, no kids on the show, and no naked people on the show. I think I covered just about every angle that one can cover doing a talk show. And Jay, the way you know, in case you can't get up here, that you're a starseed is if you've ever felt since you were a child that you're from somewhere else, if you felt out of place on Earth, and you've never felt like you fit in at all, then that's part of what being a starseed is. If you can't fit in with the society we live in here with, and you don't relate to what's going on around here, then that would be part of the definition of a starseed. Now, the other things to relate to being a starseed is that a starseed may eventually down the road have encounters with space people, might have a lot of sightings of orbs or ships. There's many different answers to that question, how you know you're a starseed. But one of them, I think, my multiple answer to that question is that it's really starting out with the fact that you don't relate to what you see on Earth. You don't relate to your family on Earth. You don't relate to what you see on TV. You don't relate to any of it. You feel very out of place here. If you feel out of place being on this Earth, then that is part of the definition of being a starseed. Absolutely. Wasn't TikTok notify when you're on? They used to, Gary. They used to do that. I don't know what's going on anymore. That could be why the numbers are low. I've been trying to figure out why their algorithm doesn't do that anymore. But I think Hetty said we have to get up to 100,000 and then it'll do it. You know? And my goal is to get to 1 million likes. We're almost there. If we hopefully get to 1 million likes before the end of the year, I'll be very happy with that. And hopefully close to 100,000 followers. Hey, Spirit of Yaya, good to see you always. Hope you're doing well out there. Duke of Edinburgh says, did you see what just happened? I'm literally shaking right now. I'm not sure what just happened. I didn't even see what happened. Yeah, they're not notifying. I think TikTok, when TikTok used to notify people, all of a sudden my audience went up. Now TikTok is doing it to a lot of creators. They're not notifying. Their algorithm is not notifying in general people that we're on here. You have to look for us now. You have to start looking for the live. As before, they would just notify everybody out there, and they're not doing it. Lavelle gets notified. Well, you'll get notified at the first part. When I come on, everyone gets notified. But later into the show, they always used to do a notification. They do it multiple times, and they're not doing that anymore. You know. Let's see here. Peggy says I get so you're probably getting if you get notified, or you're getting notified when I come on at 11. If you are, it does say it's notifying people, but normally back when I first got on here, it would notify people usually an hour later. It'd start notifying people again. Some days they do tell me. Oops, let's see here. Chris says I have access to med beds. Hopefully in the future we're going to have many in every state. And hopefully, when the new Earth happens, we'll have many on planet Earth, and it won't be based on what country you live in. Let's see here. I'm just gonna take a look here. Fat says I never get notified. Yeah, there's some people that are. Again, the notification does happen on my show at the beginning, but I've been on here 3 years, and I've noticed in the last year, sometime in 2024, something happened, and the notifications aren't happening on like a repeat basis. Yeah. See, they're not. Some people aren't getting notified. My phone setting could stop it. I don't know how I would do that. I never changed the settings, so I don't know why it would stop it. Set your phone alarm. Oh, good. You'll know when I'm on, folks, at the beginning of 11 p.m. Because before it goes and it sends out a message to everybody, but it doesn't do it like regularly. If I'm on for 2 hours, it used to send a message again later in the show. Thank you so much, Cleo, for that. I appreciate it. I mean, I remember not that long ago, a couple months ago, we had like 1,200 people in here, and normally we'd have about 500 or 600. You know. Oh, okay, yeah, and I know when April's on too. Uh, if they're off on your phone, then you won't get it. Oh, so people have to set the notification setting to notify them. Oh, okay, interesting, Stallion. I just assume that's what. Oh, no problem, Gary. Hey, wow, this is really weird. I didn't do anything. This is really weird. Hey, Jen.
Hi,
Jen, you
can you hear
there?
me?
Yeah, this is really weird. I didn't touch anything on my phone. You just popped right in the screen.
Okay, what's really weird on my end is it came up as you requested me to come up.
Really?
Yes,
That is really the.
I got
I have.
invited.
I think the space people of my space family popped you on here. I have, folks. My hands are right here. So when we talk about, and you've known this show for a long time. When I say weird things happen on this show, I didn't even do anything, and
I
obviously you
believe
have
you.
some. I believe you have something to share or something. So welcome.
Well, I just got full body chills. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really um since I talked to you last, I've been trying. I've really been trying to communicate and
Yeah.
using telepathy. I've had a couple vivid dreams that
Mm.
you know, I told you about that one several months ago about being on a mothership and
Yeah.
having several ships surrounding me in the sky.
Yeah. That was a great story too.
Yeah, it was a strange, very strange. I woke up
Yeah. Well.
very shocked at that.
Yeah. Well,
But
that's with consciousness. The brain doesn't understand it, so the brain says, "Oh, that's strange that you did that." So the brain's never going to understand it, but your higher self knew exactly what happened. You know?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I said, I've seen so I've really in person, I've only seen a ship and an orb together.
Hmm.
Um Near my neighborhood. I did record it, but I've never sent it to you because it's just not that great of a video. What I saw with
Yeah.
my own eyes, you just can't
Yeah.
compare, you know?
It's different. Yeah. The camera can't give justice to what you actually saw with your own eyes. I agree with that.
Right,
It's tough to
right.
do.
But
Hopefully they. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say I hope now that the weather's gonna get a little bit nicer and I can be outside more, I want to work on that this summer and just
Yeah.
being open. And I'm already open. I'm very open. In fact, I'm the one kind of screaming things from the rooftops. I'm the odd
Yeah.
man out in my family.
Yeah.
Just never felt, just got moved around a lot, just never felt like it was, I don't know, like it was my real life. I don't know.
Right.
I
You didn't
still
feel
kind of feel that.
you felt disconnected to the things here and more connected to the things there. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
and that's
does.
the way I felt that way. I still feel that way because I mean I integrated myself to live here. I don't understand this planet very well. I never have. When I was a kid, I was very much different than the other kids. I never really, I never felt that way. I don't think I didn't have a lot of friends growing up as a kid. Um, I had some, but very few. I was really disconnected from this particular reality.
I had
You know what I
that
mean?
same experience when I
Yeah.
was younger. I
Mm.
was very much the kid who was in the corner reading a book. Um, I got bullied a lot, and
Yeah.
so I just really and I moved schools because of a divorce in my family, and it was just a lot of trauma at the time.
Mm.
But um, gotten past that and just looking at higher vibrational things, and I really, I don't know if I ever told you, but I know we kind of don't talk about the spiritual side. I won't get into that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had very vivid dreams before where I kind of wish I would have talked to my grandparents who are from England
Yeah.
originally. And, my Nana used to tell me stories about fairies and little things and
Oh yeah.
I'm getting chills again. But them being from England and just, I mean, there's things here also, we have, are interdimensional beings here,
Yeah.
but I over there, I think what they experienced, and I think my grandfather, he has a couple patents. He worked on some things for during the war and things, but anyway, he was an engineer, really
Mm.
smart man.
Oh wow.
Um, Anyway, I just feel like I should have talked to them more. So I'm going to do interviews with my parents. And I think everybody listening, if your grandparents are still alive, ask
Yeah.
them these questions because you will not get a chance and then you will lose that knowledge that maybe they didn't
Oh
give
yeah.
to my parents,
Mm-hmm.
each, grandparent. Maybe I didn't get it because at the time I wasn't focused on that
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger, of course,
Yeah.
focused on kid things.
Yeah.
And so I just feel, you know, yeah, I'm getting more disconnected from kind of what's going on with politics and all that. I'm not really into that. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of ready for the next thing. I'm ready for getting above petty stuff, you know.
And that's what our star family. That's what my father on the ship and my mother and my two sisters and brother. My brother's on Earth in one of the space cities in the ocean. And what the thing is for us to let go of all the things that are from the 3D world now. And if we let go of all those things, um, we are going to be detaching from that, and then we're going to be integrating the new energies that are coming into the planet, which are to elevate us to that spiritual cosmic frequency that we need to be involved with.
Yes.
You know, so I knew there
Yeah,
was a reason why you came up here. Like this has happened before. This is not the first time, folks.
I
When
know. I've
I
seen it happen several times.
several times. I tell you on this show, you can't make this stuff up. It's documented. All of a sudden, a person will pop up on my screen. I didn't even press the button to bring them up. They come up on their own. Now, how does that happen? It's not a glitch in the TikTok technology. Someone just pops up. Luckily, it's somebody who I know, and they're not popping up trolls
Yeah,
or
like,
anything.
yeah.
So it's just that. So there was a good reason for you to come up here. I'm glad you did because we're talking about something that really needed to be discussed, right?
That's true. I didn't even
Oh,
realize. I
oh, and this
ever
is really
since
weird. There was just a like a confirmation beep beep. Did anybody just hear that?
it might have been my phone, honestly, Commander.
Is your phone beeping like
Well, I think I got a message and I think it beep beep. So
Okay, beeps.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
maybe
want you
that's
to
what it
think.
is. I don't
Yeah,
want to read into it too much, but
yeah, right. That's yeah. I wanted to tell you that. But
yeah. Okay.
also, I think a lot of people hang on. So I used to collect. Well, I do still collect Disney vintage, like collectibles,
Yeah.
and and I still have all of them. But I guess I'm finding like I'm ready to purge, like a spring cleaning, but this time it's going to be a full house,
Yeah.
some furniture and everything, like going out the door, because I think once I clear some of my, I'm honestly a little bit of a hoarder, but like collectible things and things like that. But I
Yeah. Yeah.
found like, why do I need, as I've gotten older, and now older. My kids are in their 20s. And I'm thinking, why do I need all this stuff? I mean, it's nice to have, a nice few things, but,
Yeah.
I went overboard and I need to now that'll clear out my mind too, I believe.
Yeah, and it will. I mean, once you clear out that stuff, because we're going into a whole situation that I talked about last night. We talked about the new Earth. So as we're going into a new Earth, we have to let go of all the things we don't need, all those what we call possessions of things we don't need. As we let go of those things and detach from them, we're able to now move forward to the things that we do not necessarily need, but the things that we're going to experience. And so now it comes from things we don't need anymore in the 3D world that we collected or whatever it was, to detaching from those things. And now we're free to move forward into an experience that's going to be beautiful because we're letting go of those things we don't need. And I think everybody out here would agree. We all have things that we've had for years that maybe we don't need anymore and we just let go of it, right?
Right. I'm not that, I'm in my 50s, but I do think about my children and what might be burdened with, and I don't want to do that. I'm just now even thinking of it now because I just want to plan for the future,
Yeah, yeah,
and because I hope their world is so much better. That's my hope. Um,
yeah.
that's what I
Well, you know
want for
what?
them.
When you look at it from the fact that I went. Well, you're in your 50s, but now if you look at it, when big contact happens, your children will not have to worry about whether they're able to live in a house or go somewhere because the new Earth is not going to have the same structural thing as we have now. Everything's going to be shifted. So your children and their children are going to live in a whole different Earth. Going to be completely
And
different.
I'm so happy about that. I'm
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah, and that's where
Yeah.
we're going. And we also, speaking of happy, we hit 100,000 at 12:08 in the evening, so
Yay.
that's a good thing. And let's keep it going. Let's keep tapping that screen. Let's get it up to 300,000 by 1 a.m. in the morning. We can do it. Please share and like. By the way, you're watching Encounters. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Jen's my guest, and we appreciate her coming up here. And if the space people brought her up here for an interview, I'm pretty sure they did, and I'm glad she's here. So there you go.
Maybe this means I do believe they know what's going on, and
Oh yeah.
maybe they see I actually just got diagnosed with long COVID, but
Oh okay.
I'm hope to get better soon.
Hmm.
Well, I've
I
kind of
hope
been
to get
hoping
better
that for
too.
a few years, but
Okay.
anyway, hope to get better, clear out the house, clear out the stuff, clear my mind. And then I think I'm ready now for contact, but I feel
Yeah.
I'll be really ready because in my mind I'll have that mindset of, you know, I don't need all these attached, things,
Right.
things. It's more important to have attachments, connections with other people, and to welcome our guests when they come and
Yeah.
hope for the best, and just
Yeah.
expect things are going to change just
Mm-hmm.
drastically, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're thinking right, and your consciousness is in the right direction. And just keep not only thinking that way, but doing those things, clearing out all the energies in rooms, things that you've had for years. Go to Goodwill or Salvation Army and give that to someone. Hey,
Right,
Nicole, thank you
exactly
so
my
much for the
plan.
subscription. I appreciate that, Nicole. Um, So yeah, just do that. And I know you're already starting to do it. Just do that, and then turn some of those rooms. I don't know how many crystals you have. If you don't have a lot of crystals, but convert those rooms and put crystal energy in, like amethyst and Lemurian crystals and selenite, and just clear all the energy out. And that gets rid of all the old energy, and then you're going to vibrate the energies in the house even higher than they are now. Yeah.
I do have a couple small crystals, but I do plan on getting some more. And amethyst was my next one that
Yeah.
I'm going to look at buying.
Yeah. Get some amethyst cathedrals, get some selenite, get some Lemurian crystals, like medium sized ones. Um, get those crystals, put them everywhere. I'm telling you, create a space for yourself, create a little meditation room. And
I could really use that too, a space
yeah,
for me, because my house is big enough where I could have that, but at
yeah.
this time it's just, also having two 20-year-olds move out and leave some of their things, quite a lot of their things.
Well, you know what you can do? Converse with them. And I love giving decorating. I'm not, people never heard me do this, but I can help people decorate their room to have so many different types of crystals of high vibrational frequency. And you can convert the room, paint it with lighter colors. And I've done this on my radio show once in a while. I get into galactic conversion of a room in a house or an apartment or whatever, and tell people how they can convert a space into very high frequencies. And so, yeah, hey, brother, hey, James, I tell them how they can convert their room, and that you'll see the energy shift like right away.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I know I would feel a difference immediately. I mean, I'm
And
already feeling a difference. I'm
oh, good.
already things that happen on your show, I react
Mm,
to, and I sometimes say in the comments, like you've seen me.
yeah.
Um, but sometimes I just sit here and think, wow, that was really not a coincidence. There's synchronicities. I've
Oh,
always
yeah.
thought that. There's
I think you're right about that.
synchronicities.
Yeah.
You meet people at the time you're supposed to meet them. They come in your life when they're supposed to. They're not in your life when they're not supposed to. So
Yeah.
anyway, just Philosophy 101 by Red Jen.
There you go. Well, I want to thank you, Red Jen, I want to thank the space people for popping you up on the screen. And if you are on here, this is all documented. So I put on YouTube, you'll see that I did not press the button to bring Jen. I mean, we love her, but I didn't press the button, and she just
Love you
popped up
too.
on the screen. And I said, "Oh, okay." People have to realize my space family is watching the show on a spaceship right now. They have a screen; they can see everybody here. I think once in a while they pick somebody and they pop them up on the screen. I'm firmly believing that to be true. So hey,
I'm
Rich,
feeling it too. I'm feeling it
yeah,
too, Commander.
yep,
Yes.
yep, yep, yeah. And let's see, Loretta. Hey, Loretta, one of our friends here says she's been selling towers and spheres, all real crystals. You might want to hook up with her. She sells
Oh,
crystals.
okay.
Yeah, Loretta. Hey, Loretta, good to see you. So I'm gonna bring you down, and we'll see if
Okay.
my space family chooses somebody and pops up on the screen here, just like you.
Oh, well, thank you. It was great talking with you again. I'll be
Yeah,
back
same here,
again.
always. Yes, you
Give you an
will.
update
And
on my house clearing.
well, everything looks like pretty cool. You're going to detach from all the old stuff and just make a room. Get a room that you have a big house. Take a room and convert it over to selenite, amethyst crystals, also Lemurian crystals. There's a few other ones. Selenite, the whole bit. All
Okay.
right, we're going to let you down. Thank you so much for being up here. And let's see. I got two people on queue here. We're going to bring Jay up, and then James will be up there. Jay, you're going to welcome the brother up here on the show on Encounters. So like 12:15, keep tapping, everybody. Let's
You
keep
hear
tapping
me?
on the screen. Hey, James, how you doing?
Can
Jay,
you
how
hear
you doing,
me?
brother? I can hear you.
Good. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Okay, great. Yeah, the reason I can't, I'm the one that said, how do you know if you're a star child? Um,
yeah.
because I'd rather not turn the camera on. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. As long as we hear your voice, we're good.
Okay, so the reason I don't blind. The reason I don't think I'm a star child, like I would like to be, is because I'm friendly. I'm good in groups. I'm easy to reach out to. But then again, I don't know why I'm such on such a violent world. Why what is the meaning of being here where you can't change all these things? It's such. I assume I can say the word because I did. Um, the world's so violent. I don't feel I belong here because of that.
Right.
That's where I'm coming from, and I've been into UFOs since I was a kid. You know, it's difficult for me to meditate to get calm enough to go anywhere with it. But sure, I don't know if I am or not, and because you said you don't feel like you should be here. Yeah, I don't fit in a lot, but I do. I am pretty friendly, and so it's hard to tell, and obviously
Hmm.
there's no way you can tell of me. Is that correct?
No, I can tell. I actually can tell. So
Okay.
just by having this beautiful conversation instead of reading a sentence, it really helps me a lot. The thing is, a lot of us from whatever decade we're born don't fit in here. Like I'm here to do the mission work, and I came off planet from Mars, and my parents are on a spaceship. So my awakening happened at a very young age, but then I didn't go to sleep, but I kept it to myself because I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I had friends in college, but before that, I really didn't have a lot of friends, so to speak. I felt different, and like you're saying, I grew up through the Cold War, so we always had to be afraid that something terrible was going to happen to our planet, and we were being
Hmm.
prepared for the worst. But when I got older, and I had many sightings of what I call spaceships, or people call UFOs, I started to be, I had started to connect with people in my awakening that were also people that felt connected to the universe or the stars or felt like they were from another planet. It started meeting people that said, "Oh, I think I'm a Palladian. Oh, I think I'm Arcturian." And I met more and more people over the years like that. And when I used to write for Sedona Journal of Emergence, which is a big magazine, I would write about the Ashtar Command. That's when I was fully conscious. When I'm totally fully conscious now, but
Right.
um, so I think that we feel very different, and that's where we feel a lot. We sometimes feel alone. But on my show here, as you watch it, you'll see there are hundreds of people that also have gone through those experiences, maybe in different ways, also felt separated, also felt like they didn't belong here. That's because when you don't feel like you belong here, it's because even if you don't remember where you're from off planet, you come from
Hmm.
you're a star seed. You come from some world somewhere out there, but you don't remember where it is. And that's okay too. At some point in your dream state, some conscious awakening will happen, regardless of your age, and you say, "Oh, now I'm remembering where I come from." And that can happen whether you're 50, 60, 25, or 30. It makes no difference.
Okay.
When the consciousness wakes up, it will wake up.
Okay. Okay. I hear that.
Yeah.
Also, you said when this coming happens, that things are going to change. What does that mean? I mean, am I going to lose my home?
When you're
Is
not losing anything, you're going to be
okay.
actually take. You're going to. Everyone's going to be. I know it's kind of somehow difficult to understand this to be true. There's going to be a point where temporarily everybody is going to be taken off the planet for the planet to be rejuvenated. Now, if we look at our
Hmm.
planet, it's been messed up by people that live on it for in our current lifetime. And what we do know of our ancient history, going back only thousands of years, the Roman Empire were very violent, all these different societies that existed. But the planet's billions of years old. So the
Hmm.
Earth being billions of years old, there have been societies that have been very advanced on our planet. There have been societies that have been very conflicting with each other. So the planet's gone from low, it's like a seesaw. The planet's gone on seesaws for billions of years, very high frequency, very low frequency, very steady frequency, all over the place. But now the Earth is going to be going into a whole new situation When the time comes, everybody, we are all going to be lifted off the planet temporarily for maybe an hour or 2 hours. I'm saying maybe an hour or 2 hours in Earth time. It'll feel like a couple of weeks because there's no time and space. Then we're going to be brought back onto the Earth, and the Earth is going to be pristine. It's going to be beautiful. There's not going to be, everything's going to be totally different. Now, in terms of our homes, we'll be coming back to Earth where we will all have homes, we'll have places to live, but the way we live is going to be different than the way we are living. Because right now we're living, even though we're individually going to high frequencies, and many of you are meditating, you have crystals, all these different things. You're tuned in, you're just waking up, you're just learning, which is great. We're going to be living on a planet that has no need for big mansions, billions of dollars will be meaningless. All those things that currently have meaning will become meaningless. And they should, because when we live the way our space brothers and sisters live on their planets, they have no money, they have no material values. That's all an earth-based thing that we've created. It will not exist. It's going to shift. It's going to be different, everybody. And I'm glad you're here, Jay, because
Thank you.
you mentioned about having a home. We're all going to have a home. I don't know what the homes are going to look like. I mean, I have an idea that the homes are going to look beautiful. They're not going to look like a 3D structure where they all look the same in the neighborhood. It's going to be different for all of us, including myself. I don't know visually what they'll look like, but they're going to be beautiful.
Now, what about those that don't believe or don't understand? What happens to them?
That's all right if they don't believe or understand. When contact happens, their non-belief systems are going to be shifted and shocked because they're going to see the same thing the believers see. The non-believers are still going to experience the same thing we all will see because they live on the same planet we live on. So they will be in for an awakening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
you've answered everything I've asked except for whether or not I am, a starseed.
Well, you are a starseed.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
And the reason why I say that, and I say it because a starseed is somebody who, as I said earlier, feels different than everybody in their neighborhood, feels different than their grandparents, feels different than their brother who's born in the same household. My brother and I, if we would be put together, he would not even understand a word of what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
And he's in Earth years, he's 8 years older than I am. He would not even understand what I'm talking about. He'd be like, "Where are you from?" Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes
That'd be
a lot
my
of
brother.
sense. And
Yeah.
I can understand that. I have a brother as well, and it's pretty much the same thing. But
Yeah.
I understand. I appreciate you taking the time to actually talk to me and explain some of these things because I've always been interested. And, I'm just going to keep being on here and watching what happens and enjoying it. So thank you so much.
And you're a blessing, brother. I love when new people
Thank
come
you.
here and find the show. I'm here for everybody. I love everybody. And when I talk about being from off planet, I am physically in my consciousness. I have human consciousness as a talk show host in general, and I work during the day like everybody else. But I can switch over into space consciousness in 2 seconds, and that's real easy for me. And I have these abilities my father gave me in the palm of my hands, and everything I do here is documented. So you're going to love the show. It's a show that I really
I've
care
seen
about.
it. I've watched it before. I mean, I've been a
Oh, you
follower.
have? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, great. Well, you see how interesting it gets, and weird things happen here, and it's just very interesting. So, hey, thank you, Jay, for coming up here. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Thank you. You have a great night.
All right, everybody. Jay, thank you. We're going to bring Jay down, and I want to thank him for coming up and sharing, asking questions. And let me see who we have here. We have a new person here. I don't know if I know this person. He comes from off planet 2, and I know the people, but this person's name is, let me see, James. Yes, you are. James, you there? There he is.
I'm here.
Hey, brother. How are you? How you doing, brother?
I'm wonderful. Great Grand Rising, sir.
Grand risings to you. And he's on at different times. I sometimes like to, before I go to work, he might be on early. I can sit there and just mellow out and listen to him, and then I go to work, and it makes my day go, beautifully and his energy is very high frequency. So, hey, what's happening?
Oh, not much. I love your last guest, Jay, because there's a lot of people like him who, who are star seeds and don't know it. But if you had that love for, extraterrestrials since you were a kid, and you have a great, like feeling inside you that something is wrong, then you are definitely here to change the world. You're definitely a star seed. Hi,
Yeah,
Leslie.
you are. And he said, I still don't know if I'm a starseed. Just the fact that the things I feel alienated from, like the people around here, I don't feel connected to people. Those are all symptoms of being a starseed. The other symptoms are that you saw people that do know that they're starseed is they might say, I've been visited by a Palladian or an Arcturian. So those are other guests I've had that'll say, yeah, I've been visited. In his case, I loved his questions because what Jay was saying, and still not knowing if he was a starseed, all those symptoms are and maybe some of you out there viewing the show have the same symptoms, and you are, by just saying that, it tells me you're a star seed. I know you're a star seed. So
Yeah,
that hopefully my interview with Jay helped other people that might have questions on here about how do you know if you're a star seed,
right,
and those are definitely answers.
right. And then like I would say the next question they would probably have is what should they be doing?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
you know,
that's a key, James. That's a great point. So now, once they start absorbing the answers to their questions, like Jay, what am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing? That would be the next phase of his questions when he comes back. Commander, what do you think I should be doing? Well, the thing is, if you're a star seed, you will eventually, if you meditate, you'll find out what you're supposed to be doing. I always believe this, doing workshops over the years, doing the radio, everything else I've done. The one thing I do believe is that people can learn within themselves what they're supposed to be doing. We don't tune into our higher self or the higher spirit or the light being within us. We're always seeking outwardly for, which is not bad. I mean, you got to go out to get something, right? And but we sometimes don't realize that we've been created with the ability to understand who we are, but we don't go there because we're so bombarded by the things outside of us that we just get stuck and not go there. So I think, James, what people might want to consider doing is meditating, which seems to be a very common word, but there's different types of meditation. There's the basic meditation of, oh well, I had a long day today, man. I just want to meditate and get peace. That's a different meditation. If you out there watching the show do a cosmic galactic meditation and focus on elevating frequency, that's a different meditation than just saying, oh, I have a headache, I just want to have a meditation and get rid of the headache. What you're doing here with doing a galactic meditation, you're allowing yourself to elevate your frequency, which is really important now that everybody needs to learn how to do that. You might want to surround yourself with things, not just yourself, but get selenite, slabs of selenite in your windows, get amethyst cathedrals, small ones or large ones if you can get them. Get Lemurian crystals, things. All these crystals have very high frequencies of energy. Rivulu, thank you. And these crystals are just tools to help elevate things. You are also a crystal. You see, we don't realize we're also a beacon. We're a crystal. If we turn our crystal on, the light will shine so much brighter than if we don't know how to use our crystal. So our body is like a crystallized structure. We look at it as the human form, but we are also, and I think James would agree, we actually are way more than just a physical human being having a human experience.
right, absolutely. And one of the things some people are from such a high level that they're just here to be here, and their energy. You bring your own frequency, and sometimes you don't have to do anything. Just be yourself. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we don't know how to be ourselves because we're in a society that's indoctrinated us from the time we were kids how to be successful on a planet. When we're little kids, we can draw, do paintings, have fun. But as we get older, we can't have any more fun. We can't draw paintings. We can't create a bird. We can't create rainbows anymore. We have to get into textbooks and learn how to be lawyers and doctors and big CEOs of companies. That's what we're taught to believe to be true. But in essence, that's part of a reality that is going to fade out. That's a reality that it currently exists, but it becomes immaterial to where we're going as a planet.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We get programmed as children, to believe in God and our country, and then we're stuck in schools, and then when we graduate, we go to work. It's all basic stuff to keep us locked in a certain system of thinking and not being able to look inside yourself. Even though there's a lot of spiritual people who still like feel like God or creation is separate from them, and
Yes.
that they were actually created by something, where I don't believe that. I don't feel that anymore. I feel like we all emanated from that energy and perhaps created ourselves, which allows us to look more deeply into yourself, for your gifts.
Yeah. And your point is right on target because, the things that we're gifted with are from the creator. When we talk about people who are watching the show, when I talk about the space people on other planets, they don't live the way we do. They live nothing in the way in which we live here. Now, we all live somewhere. Some of us live in condos. Some of you live in a farm. Some of you live in a house. Might be a small house. Some of you live in a big house. No judgment as to what you're doing or where you live. We don't do that. But wherever you're living, it's part of to get where you are, or if you're living at home with your parents or your grandparents, it's all part of the nature of the structure of our planet, the way things were presented. Your parents were taught the same thing, their parents were taught the same thing, and going back through the ages, people were taught the way that certain things are done, and that was all part of in the current society. We're all being indoctrinated that we have to be a certain way. We have to have our, if you go to the city, you see these people dressed in suits, going from their office somewhere with a business a bag or something, and these people are real professional looking, and they want to look the best they can look because they're living in a 3D confine where they believe this is the way they're supposed to be. Whatever they do, wherever they're going, to going onto the 20th floor of the Empire State Building or whatever. Who cares? What are they doing? Then they go off the 20. Then they go back to the level ground from the 20th floor, and they're going to another office. And it's almost like having human robots. Like we're just acting, getting up in the morning, having a quick bite to eat, rushing out the door to school, going to the university, going to the corporate office, being a lawyer, being a doctor, getting there on time. It's like we're going, and we don't stop, right? And we're talking like billions of human beings. And Carl Sagan would usually say, and I love doing the Carl Sagan impression, billions and billions and billions of planets. The thing is, we have billions of human beings that go about things without thinking about it. They think they're thinking about it, but they're really they're not thinking. They're just doing, they're reacting, they're doing things. When we create wars on our planet, it's a reaction to someone else. So we're reacting, same thing, that's on a higher level. That's a more dangerous level because now we're reacting, say, now that you did this, I'm going to react and do it even higher than you're doing it. So we're going to take you a step higher and we'll react to your weapons. Now we're going to do our thing, right? So we just have to realize that we have a lot of work to do on this planet before contact happens, and we got to do it every day, folks. I know everybody here has something. Some of you might be retired, some of you are working, but at least you know who you are. You know that you're awakened. You don't buy into, and if you're in an office setting, other people don't understand you. You're sitting there saying, well, at least I'm doing what I'm doing here. Maybe I'll transfer the energy or whatever. But we're all here to do something. And we have to start doing it now because we're getting close to contact. And go ahead, James.
Right. And like one of the things you can do for all those who are listening is change your concept of light and darkness. Understand that there's a balance with the darkness and the light, where the darkness is just not supposed to be viewed as something that's bad, but a place where you can create from, where you can go to the rest, and then you can come out of that and be something that you may have never been before. And so in our world, we're taught duality at a young age. We're taught good and evil, bad and good, and we grow up with this concept of something divine being bad and something divine being good. And that right there is what causes a separation in our mind, which where we won't find balance because we are constantly in that state of duality. So just understand that the darkness really would be the body and the light would be your soul. So the more you can be positive and turn negative situations into positive and learn from your past experiences, things that you haven't emotionally got through. If you're triggered by people and things, then that's a way for you to look at yourself on how you can be more loving. And so you're doing something just by being positive and turning negative situations into positive ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key part of this is that the reason why, I mean, we go up in a society, like when we get, let's say somebody, a simple hypothetical, you're on a highway somewhere, a person goes 80 miles an hour, you're doing the speed limit, they cut you right off. The thing that happens is you get upset and angry and start doing something. And we're also going to show, so I'm just looking at a spaceship video here. You're going to find yourself reacting or you're not going to react. Now, if you react, you might start saying words that you wouldn't say normally from that person cutting you off. But if you, in another situation, if the person is nice and they're doing the speed limit, instead of cutting you off, they're going to show their blinker, and if you're nice, you're going to let them in, right? So that comes to this one. The negative action is the person that doesn't care, and they'll get negative. The person that cares will not do that, to the other person. So I think what James is saying, which is the truth, is that if we face the things that we don't like about ourselves, to get to the point of being in, let's say, Christ consciousness. Once you're in Christ consciousness, there is no darkness at all in your life because, let's face it, the energies are bombarding us when we're kids and into adulthood. We get the energies all over the planet. We see everything. We see the wars. We see the peace. We see the trees. We see the trees being cut down. We have to make ultimate choices as a society on Earth to what we want our planet to be. The good news is that we are heading towards the right direction. The good news is that we are heading towards what we call contact. And that's inevitable. There's no way around it. You can try to figure out a way to get around it, but there's no way around it. This is going to be the time period in our life where your children, your children's children are going to be living on a planet where we are walking together with our star people, with our space people. They're going to be here. They're going to be they're with us now. They're in our oceans. There are many space people that live on our Earth, on the surface world. They walk amongst us. They walk with us, and if you get close enough to them, you'll see the energy radiating from them is way different than the normal human being. It's very, very different.
Right, exactly. And we're meant to we're meant to play with reality and create in this world. We're not meant to be like Commander said, like robots. We're not meant to be stuck in a job and in that box that they want us to be in. We're meant to be here to raise our vibration, and as we raise our vibration, we raise the harmonic frequencies that we give off around people. So we're affecting people and not even knowing that, from choosing love and being on this path, that we're energetically interacting with people and also changing them too.
Yeah, it's just what James is saying is true. We are, and also James has documented a lot. Spaceships, extraterrestrial consciousness in the form of an orb. These are not spiritual spirits. These are they're like understand there are different types of orbs, and I've known James for a lot of years here. on here, and I've learned a lot about the subject from him, and that's pretty extraordinary. So we got a motorcycle going by here, but it's just really a deep thing for all of us to get into ourselves. Hey, Iron Warrior, good to see everybody coming in here. Raquel, we need to take time for ourselves. Especially, I think we need to take time for ourselves every day now as we're getting closer to contact. Everyone here needs to take time for themselves. If you're married, have a family, and they don't know much about the whole thing of contact or who you really are, start opening up to them. Start gently opening up to them about the fact that you are, tell your wife you're not from Earth. She might freak out, but she married you because she loved you, or he loved you, or whatever it might be, your friendship, or whatever it might be. It's time to open up. And hey, look, if they don't understand who you are, that's okay. You might have to shock them in a nice way and have them shocked, and then say, I know who I am, either accept me or reject me. I'm going to still be this person. Yeah, I am in your family, but I am also a starseed. I am a space person. And once you start, expressing that emotion and doing it in a very calm way, they won't know what to do. If they're in your family, they won't know what to do. They won't know how to react to you. They won't know how to interact with you because you're telling your truth. What's really important to, okay, Raquel is asking us what a starseed is. We're going to bring Raquel up with us here. My friend James is here. We do this every once in a while. We'll sometimes bring up 2 or 3 people.
My name's William, and I just started
William.
this spiritual journey.
Oh, yeah, William. Hey, William, how you doing? So your question is, what is a starseed, correct?
Yes. I got to mute my mic because my fan's pretty loud and my CO meter goes off.
No problem. And you want to come on camera? No, you don't have to come on camera. Would you like to, William, come on camera?
It's dark. I'm in an RV, and I don't really have
then
lights.
Don't worry about it. We'll just hear your voice. So, and every time the question comes up about starseed, I'm happy to answer it. I've been involved in this subject for all my adult life, and as a contactee, I've had contact with the space people when I was a kid. So I'll define what a starseed is, and probably you'll relate to this. So for me, the word starseed means that I don't feel connected to the planet when I was growing up. I felt very few friends. I did have friends. I had more friends when I was in college for 4 years. But when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was the kind of kid that, they would pick on me, but I wouldn't, but I actually did push back on those kids. I didn't just let them do it. And, but then also the other thing is I had sightings of what we call UFOs or spaceships. I saw space people on a ship when I was a kid. So then I knew I didn't know what a starseed was. I never knew the terminology in the 60s. I was still growing up. But a starseed is essentially someone who doesn't feel connected. You might be in a family, you might have 2 sons, and you might have two daughters, you might have a brother and a sister. And then, like, if you tell them, that you feel disconnected from the planet or that you feel you're from another planet, that is the way you would understand that you're not from here. So let me ask you a few questions. Have you had any experiences growing up as a kid that you couldn't explain in terms of like seeing a spaceship or UFO or something or did you grow up having very few friends and felt very different in your own family growing up as a kid?
So I was made in Taiwan. My dad was in Air Force. He retired in '74. That's when I was born. I grew up by Tampa Air Force Base, McDill Air Force Base in Tampa. And as a kid, I always got picked on as well. I was a big kid, and I was Asian, so they called me China Man or Chink or stuff like that. I'd always get beat up, ganged up on. And I never hit back, though. I've never fought anybody. I've never hit anybody in my life. I kind of just, I went in this zone, I just zoned out and I wasn't in my body anymore. I didn't know what to do because I didn't feel anger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't feel any anger, so I didn't know what to do. But my whole, up to junior high, it got better in high school and college.
That's when it would get better because people are hopefully more mature, right? Go ahead.
All the way up to 5th grade, I would just fade out to places. I'd be sitting there at the desk or something or at home, whatever. And I'd just fade out and I wouldn't be there anymore. Everything around me just goes dark, I'm just somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not daydreaming. It's more than daydreaming. Anyway, it stopped, after I grew up. And now it's just like I black out sometimes, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a memory.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just like for maybe a couple minutes, a minute, it's like, I don't, it's like maybe I fall asleep or something. You know why? I just black out. And somebody told me to get some salt for that. I guess I'm supposed to ingest it, or I guess so.
I don't know much about that. I
I
can
don't
tell you
remember my
though.
dreams anymore. I used to remember my dreams a lot and have the deja
Yeah.
vu and all that, but not anymore.
So William, do you do any meditation?
Yes, all the
Oh,
time.
good. Okay, good. There's different types of meditation that'll help you. So, just from the little bit I've talked to you, that's what a starseed is. Somebody that doesn't fit into our particular Earth society. That's just the first part of it. James, you have anything you want to
Oh, sorry,
input
I'll
here
turn
with
it off.
William?
That's why carbon monoxide burner.
Okay.
Oh
James, you
yeah,
want,
yeah.
and James
So
knows a lot too. What would you like to say to William?
yeah, so
And
for
as you're
me,
talking, I'm getting some more apple cider. I'll be right back.
right. So for me, when I was 20 years old, I started having out of body experiences, and I was like excited that I discovered something that no one was talking about. And when I would talk to it about people, I would get shunned down, mainly people in my family, mainly religious people. So what I learned to do is just keep myself silent and not talk to people about this because they were degrading me, and not everyone was negative. So I had to keep myself quiet for many years. But what I learned is that, some of this stuff you can't talk to people about. You can't really, you just can't do it. They're not ready for this. And someone said in the comments about, you shouldn't let people disrespect you. That's true. Like, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're surrounding yourself by people who are gaslighting you. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to be brave enough to actually let them go out of your life, and just understand that they're not ready for your energy, and just work on yourself and believe in yourself, and don't look for outside validation, because usually when we do that, we're not going to get that in this world, unless we're here on TikTok with like-minded people.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Absolutely. Thank you for your energy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
thank you.
that's really true. And William, and you do meditate. So one of the things I'd like you to try to do, I do this in my workshops, which reminds me, I'm going to put a date up. People messaging me about the next trip off planet. We do a thing called the Journey to the Golden Ship of Light. I think you'll like that. I'll be setting it up as an event on TikTok, and I'll probably set that up over the weekend. I'm going to set it up together. It's not going to happen on the weekend. I'm going to set up a date when I have more time to sit down and relax. And I'm going to set it up for May. We're going to do a journey to the Golden Ship of Light, and we're going to take people physically out of their bodies, which I've done. James knows I've done this, and I physically take them into a Merkaba state, and I'll take them to the Golden Ship of Light, which is as big as the planet Earth, and you're invited to participate in that whole thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I'd recommend as I get to know you is on the show here. When you go to sleep tonight, I want you to focus, even if you don't know who your star family is, I would say focus in 20 minutes on, as I close my eyes, I'll give you the information. Just focus on wanting to connect with your Christed star family off planet. Everybody has a star family that's watching this program. Every one of you do. You might not know who it is, and that's fine. Hundreds of you out here might not even know who that is. And you don't have to feel pressured to find out tomorrow morning who it is. Take your time with it. So when you do a meditation, your meditation tonight for 20 minutes before going to sleep is, I'm now going to focus internally through telepathic communications, asking for your cosmic Christed star family to communicate with you. Do this like you do the word Om or You. As you repeat those words, they're very powerful words of vibrational frequency. So as you can use the word You or Om to start the meditation, then go into the switch to be telepathic and send your message into space, but send it to specifically your cosmic Christed star family. and keep doing it every night. And then eventually, once you start receiving a message back, you will have contact with your star family.
Do you have a website URL or some type of
I have
social
no
media?
website. No, I'm just chock full of information. I'm sort of like a cosmic book. I used to write for Sedona Journal of Emergence. I've done radio and TV, and I don't have any kind of website. I just give you the information over my TikTok here.
I got you. You're here for the positive energy and reinforcement. And
Oh yeah, I'm here to bust the matrix, as I always say here.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know how
All
to
right, brother.
Thank you.
You know, and you can. My shows are on YouTube, so people can watch on YouTube repeats of the shows that I'm now about 3 shows back. So I have to get these other shows on my TikTok.
What's your URL, the web address?
On my YouTube, if you go on my link, if you go on my bio, my YouTube channel is Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Yeah, Ashtar Command Spaceship News to everybody. It's on my bio. Just go there to the link. You'll watch all my shows. I am about 2 or 3 shows behind now, including tonight's show. So we'll get them all up there within the next 48 hours.
Yeah, thank you, Commander.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, James, he's part of our, what I call, I'm trying to create this loosely thing called an intergalactic TV network. And I'm just starting it out. And what I want to do is get some of my friends who are doing their own lives to be part of this network. So I consider James to be part of that. Of course, Friends with Fairies, my friend April, who is part of who goes off planet in Vermont with the Astro Command regularly. She just went off planet the other night. She has pictures to show. So I think so. Then I always like to promote people that are going to be part of the network that are unconditional loving teachers. And James, just like my friend Colin Andrews, who's in crop circles, James has a great vast knowledge with his connections with the light beings and also with the higher vibrational orbs that he that manifest on his property. They're not spirits; they're actually orbs from the higher levels of consciousness. James, tell people when you're on so they can to join into some good information and vibrational frequencies.
So you guys can find me. I'm in Eastern Standard Time, usually in the mornings between 8 and 12, and usually at night around 7 p.m., between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern, I am live.
Yeah.
And just a real quick note on meditation. So a lot of people meditate but don't really understand what they're like looking for. What's the end result? For many years of meditation, what I realized is that for many years I was meditating and thinking about things. It wasn't until I stopped thinking and just started to be in the stillness that the real energy of meditation came to me. And it was a peace that I found from stillness, being still out in nature, that I was able to tune into that felt deeper than any peace I could ever imagine. And once that peace settled into my being, what I realized is that it's something that you carry with you, and you're able to not only not react to people, but you don't react anymore to your own thoughts, and you're able to take the time to calculate your reactions instead of just being triggered and speaking out of fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of speaking, we've had since 11 o'clock, 3,800 people watch the show. That's a lot of people. From 11 till 12:54, 30, it's at 3,800 viewers. So even though you're seeing a couple hundred here, totality since that point is 3,800. Well, we're getting up to 12:55. Just want to let people know we're on the East Coast here, and we want to continue on here with everybody. And if you want to be a guest on the show, you have to be over 18. No foul language, no kids on the show, no naked people on the show, no paranormal discussion, no politics, no religion. And I think I've covered all the bases. To be on the show, if you have a story to tell, if you have any sightings of UFOs or spaceships happening, we want to hear those stories too. I'm happy to hear your stories. Anybody out there having things going on in the skies above them, please come forward. Don't be afraid to speak. James, what is that picture?
This is a UFO that appeared in my skies a year ago, and what it actually was just a straight line of light that was moving very slow, and then it disappeared.
Oh wow! And from the visual point of it, looking at that picture, I would state that if it was really close to the ground, that thing was a really huge spaceship.
I wouldn't doubt it. This is the original picture right here, but I don't know if you'd be able to see it.
Oh wow! Is it like it's like is it that little dot above all the way above the clouds?
I think it's the one below it.
Is that the one where you see like two dots?
Yeah, it's really a
Yeah, I was
straight
wondering about
line.
that. So from the distance, James, it looks like two separate things, but when you zoomed into it, it's one big object.
Yeah, if you were to blow the picture up, I think you could see it. It's just a
Yeah,
one like light, like it's a straight line of light.
yeah. Unfortunately, we don't on TikTok. They don't give you the ability to zoom in like that. I wish they did. Um, hmm. Interesting. 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 Well, folks, we're coming up to about 1 a.m. in the morning. I want to thank William. Any final questions or things you have that you would like to ask us?
You said William?
Yeah, I think it's William. Am I wrong? Did I get that wrong? My mind is starting to go on me here.
I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, I appreciate you coming up with your questions. I can't wait to see what happens if you contact your star family, and you're always welcome to come up when you need to. So thank you so much, man. We're gonna let you down. Let's do this here. Now we have a siren, probably an ambulance or something going by somewhere. All right. Alrighty. We're winding down the show. James, thank you for being on here. James is now part of what I'm going to say is the official intergalactic TV network. James is on in the morning, and please check him out if you don't have to go to work or rush into an office. Hang out with James, and you'll learn some good stuff too. James, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Commander. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right. As we get our intergalactic TV network going here, we appreciate that. And we'll do a few more, maybe one or two more interviews before 1 o'clock. So I'm going to show some. I'm going to show some spaceship videos. I'm going to show you some spaceship videos, folks. Let me see here. Let me see. We're going to go on TikTok. The beautiful part of this is it's probably that sounds like a. I think they're coming up this way. We're going to try to show you some. Yeah. Oh wow, that ambulance is right here. Breaking news: a spaceship just crashed down the road. No, actually, it went up another road. Invasion of spaceships are coming through our community. Yeah, I see more. I hear more sirens. I hope there's no fires anywhere. So we're just looking at. I'm going to show you a video here. It sounds like they got a fire truck going there too. This is a shaky video, but you're going to see a spaceship. This person filmed this thing. This was 2023 in Portugal. I'm just trying to see if there's anything new here, folks. April 20th. So some people are posting old footage. No, there's not really anything that's exciting. I can't see any exciting footage here, but we'll have to do some stuff. Tomorrow night we'll have more footage to show you. And so I want to thank everybody for being here. It's about 1:01 in the morning. 135,200 people who did likes. Please go and follow on my profile. Press the follow button, which is red. Also press the like button. Follow and like button. We are going to see you tomorrow night, everybody, at 11 o'clock. I want to thank Mike Masters, everybody out there, all the new friends, all the old friends, all the people just coming in who are new here. We are on usually at 11 o'clock Eastern, so if you're stopping here and are missing the show, go to my Astro Command Spaceship News channel, and you can watch all the previous shows. Thank you, Eddie. And we're going to make sure all the shows that are backlogged, I probably 3 shows backlogged, they'll all be on in the next 24 hours on my YouTube channel. All right, everybody, take care. Much love and light. And this has been Encounters. We're busting the matrix. Thank you for the gifts, too. Let me do this here.